when you look at the crowds today, you have maybe 5,000-6,000 people here. On the streets yesterday, 1 million people, 1 million Iranians in the street for the Ayatollah Khomeini. Does that not give you concern? Does that not make you afraid?
Because they are afraid, yeah, that's right. And most of the people don't say anything because they are afraid. And they are in silence, you know, they don't say anything.
Is this the silent majority of Iran out here now?
Yes, that's right.
Do you want the Shah to return?
Yes, Shah, return to the country.
What about you, Shah? Why do you want the Shah? Why does she want the
Shah? ما شاه میخوایم ما بیچاره این شاه جسم کشتنش حلاله کجای قرآن گفته
47 years we've been bleeding in the dark, under the shadow of the Islamic regime, with a stone-cold heart. They silenced our voices, they turned off our light. 58 days without internet, but we still fought the night. Our children took the streets, they raised their empty hands, and the world looked away. Do you understand? Do you know Europe? Do you know what's been done? Do you know Europe? 42,000 souls are gone, killed in 2 days by a regime drenched in blood. Do you know Europe? Or have you just given up? Do you know Europe? Do you feel anything at all? Or did something break inside you while Iran answered the call? Do you know Europe? 42,000 lives, 2 days, that's all it took. Mothers and fathers and sons, did you even look? We stand with Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi, our hope and voice. Millions behind him marching, he is our only choice. He only fights for freedom, democracy and human rights. But you mock him in your chambers while he fights for our lives, to pull us out of this darkness, this century-long night, while you sign deals with our killers and call it diplomatic right. Do you know Europe? Do you know what's been done? Do you know Europe? They hang 60-40 souls one by one, hanged within 4 months by a regime drenched in blood. Do you know Europe? Or have you just given up? Do you know Europe? Do you feel anything at all? Or did something break inside you while Iran answered the call? Do you know Europe? What happened to you, Europe? What made you so cold? What turned your heart to stone? story went untold. Is oil worth more than blood? Is silence worth shame? Because while you negotiate with murderers, we are dying, calling your name. Do you know Europe? Do you know what's been done? Do you know Europe? 42,000 souls are gone, killed in 2 days by a regime drenched in blood. Do you know Europe? Or have you just given up? Do you know Europe? We are still here. We are still strong. Do you know Europe? How much longer? How much longer? How long? Do you know Europe?
To all of our friends around the world, under the yoke of the Islamic Republic, Iran is identified in your minds with terrorism, extremism, and poverty. The real Iran is a different Iran, a beautiful, peace-loving, and flourishing Iran. It is the Iran that existed before the Islamic Republic, and it is the Iran that will rise again from its ashes the day the Islamic Republic falls. So let me be clear about how a free Iran will act towards its neighbors and the world after the fall of this regime. In security and foreign policy, Iran's nuclear military program will end. Support for terrorist groups will cease immediately. A free Iran will work with regional and global partners to confront terrorism, organized crime, drug trafficking, and extremist Islamism. Iran will act as a friend and a stabilizing force in the region, and it will be a responsible partner in global security. In diplomacy, relations with the United States will be normalized, and our friendship with America and her people will be restored. The State of Israel will be recognized immediately. We will pursue the expansion of the Abraham Accords into the Cyrus Accords, bringing together a free Iran, Israel, and the Arab world. A new chapter will begin, grounded in mutual recognition, sovereignty, and national interest. In energy, Iran holds some of the largest oil and gas reserves in the world. A free Iran will become a reliable energy supplier to the free world. Policymaking will be transparent. Iran's actions will be responsible. Prices will be predictable. In transparency and governance, Iran will adopt and enforce international standards. Money laundering will be confronted. Organized corruption will be dismantled. Public institutions will answer to the people. In the economy, Iran is one of the world's last great untapped markets. Our population is educated, modern, with a diaspora that connects it to the four corners of the world. A democratic Iran will open its economy to trade, investment, and innovation, and Iran will seek to invest in the world. Opportunity will replace isolation. This is not an abstract vision. It is a practical one, grounded in national interest, stability, and cooperation. To achieve this, now is the time to stand with the Iranian people. The fall of the Islamic Republic and the establishment of a secular, democratic government in Iran will not only restore dignity to my people, it will benefit the region and the world. A free Iran will be a force for peace, for prosperity, and for partnership.
وقتی واسه غمنی گرچه قصه هامون کم نیست همه خسته ایم قبولم ما فرصتی واسه ماتم نیست روشن میشه فردا خورشید سرزمین ما سرم باز و سینه سپر بلند میگم جاوید شاه وقتی واسه غمنی گرچه قصه هامون کم نیست همه خسته این قبولم ما فرصتی واسه ماتم نیست روشن میشه فردا خورشید سرزمین ما سرم باز و سینه سپر بلند میگم جاوید شاه روبروم یه واژه یه هدف به نام انتقامه پشت سرم دعای مادر و تو دستم تفنگ بابامه رو زبونم اسم شاه بگینین عشق بی انتهاست هر جا اسم ایران اومد اونجا صدای بچه رضاست فردا می نویسن تو کتاب قصه دیمار بگو با تیر جنگی کشتن بچه های بیگناه رو بگو از بخت مادرها چیر زنا و دختران بگو تنها شهید شدیم تا تنها نمونه شامون وقتی واسه غمنی گرچه قصه هامون کم نیست همه خسته این قبولم ما فرصتی واسه ماتم نیست روشن میشه فردا خورشید سرزمین ما سرم باز و سینه سپر بلند میگم جاوید شاه وقتی واسه غمنی گرچه قصه هامون کم نیست همه خسته این قبولم ما فرصتی واسه ماتم نیست روشن میشه فردا خورشید سرزمین ما سرم باز و سینه سپر بلند میگم جاوید شاه وقتی واسه غمنی گرچه قصه هامون کم نیست
همه خسته ایم قبولم، ما فرصتی واسه ماتم نیست. روشن میشه فردا خورشید سرزمین ما، سرم باز و سینه سپر بلند میگم جاوید شاه.
سلام من به تو یار قدیمی، منم همون هوادار قدیم.
سید سلام، چطوری مردک؟ کلی کتلت شدین دایی بدون مدرک. سلام بسیجی قهرمان، رفتی پیش توسی با پنیر و یه نون سنگک. سلام به محفل قرآنیتون، سلام به مدیرای بحرانیتون، سلام به حاجی اکبر و طوله هاش و خارج و رفقای ارگانیتون، سلام به دزدای پول ملت که تش میفتین توی تور ملت. سلام به همه شما کرکسایی که دارین نونتون رو میزنین تو خون ملت، تا که تش زیر دست و پاک و تک بخورین حالا هی به یه بادکنک بدوین. سلام آخر تو زندان باشه وقتی قرار بین آب خنک بخورین. مکبر ملا متولی ننگ در دنیا، ننگ بر دوتا مجاهد چپی بعد از ملا. مکبر ملا متولی ننگ در دنیا، ننگ بر دوتا مجاهد چپی بعد از ملا. اینو بگذاریم به خاک میرسیم، تجزیه طلبی که به خاک بیرسیم. ایران مردمش وطن پرستن، از کرد تا بلوچ بری به فاک بیرسی. توف به هر چی مرسی است، توف به هر کی در پی تجزیه است، توف به لوی و همونی که شیفته ی گل ملیگرا تو وطن خدا نسلی هست. سر کردستان همه برپا شدن، بلوچستان فدای مهسا شدن. شم واحد که شیر و خورشید، ما بقی جعلی ها تنها شدن. شادی باشه واسه همه در میهن، کور بشه چه شهرچی اهریمن. رخه رو بگی تا اون 6 کلاس سواد و خبرگان و مجد سری ترکیهن. شبهای عروس و دامادی باشه، برن سلامتی نوش کنن و آبادی باشه. مقصد کجاست؟ میدون شهیاده به سمت اتوبان آزادی باشه. سلام به نسل ندید پدیدا، نبودیم ندیدیم قدیم قدیما. شاه بود تو شادی کل میزدین، حالا شاه بر میگرده پیک میزنین. مکبر ملا متولی ننگ در دنیا، ننگ بر دوتا مجاهد چپی بعد از ملا. مرگ بر ملا متولی ننگ در دنیا، ننگ بر دوتا مجاهد چپی بعد از ملا. مرگ بر ملا متولی ننگ در دنیا، ننگ بر دوتا مجاهد چپی بعد از ملا.
آهنگ به این خوشگلی با نوایده بود، اسم این عشقانه رو توش بیاریم، ولی خب لازم بود دیگه. فکر کنم با نوایده.
Talking of peace, but you know how it ends. Smiles for the cameras, deals in the light, but truth disappears somewhere out of sight. Mullahs behind it, controlling the flow. You shake hands with fire, but you already know. Deal with the devil, you know what it costs. Promises fade while the lines get crossed. Deal with the devil, you hear their call. Voices in chains still rise and fall. Deal with the devil, don't look away while lives are taken day by day. Mr. Trump, hear the streets, hear the cry. Iranians want freedom, they're reaching high. From cells to the shadows, their voices still grow, dreaming of a future they don't even know. Deals at the top while the pressure runs low, and down below the fear continues to grow. Deal with the devil, you know what it costs. Promises fade while the lines get crossed. Deal with the devil, you hear their call. Voices in chains
Let's go.
میخوام بگم از دلم، از عشق به این میهنم، به امید روز شکست دشمن شاه برمیگرده به وطن. برگشتن پهلوی، وحشت هر اجنبی، بلند بگو همشهری شاه رضا پهلوی. نظام رسیده پرتگاه، بلند بگو جاوید شاه. برگشت شاه به میهن، دوای درد وطن. این آخرین نبرده، پهلوی برمیگرده. داره میاد پهلوی، زجه بزن سید علی. راه نجات وطن، پهلوی هموطن. ایران میشه گلستان، شاه که بیاد به ایران. ایران که شاه نداره، حساب کتاب نداره. آخون باید گم بشه، توپ تانک فشفشه. گم شو بیرون اجنبی، داره میاد پهلوی. فریاد بزن جاوید شاه، شعار هر وطن خواه. ما شاه میخوایم نه ملا، بذار بشنوه دنیا. ایرانی داد بزن، شاه تو فریاد بزن. برگشتن پهلوی، وحشت هر اجنبی. بلند بگو هموطن، شاه رضا پهلوی. فریاد بزن جاوید شاه، شعار هر وطن خواه. بلند بگو جاوید شاه، شعار هر وطن خواه. فریاد بزن جاوید شاه، شعار هر وطن خواه. فریاد بزن جاوید شاه، شعار هر وطن خواه. بلند بگو جاوید شاه، شعار هر وطن خواه.
Look at us here today. We see so many flags representing so many nations. We know we are not alone, and we thank you for being with us. For all people around the world who stand today in unity with the Iranian people, this is not just because it's good for us, and you do it out of compassion and care for our rights to liberty and justice and equality and human rights. But understand that it is in your best interest too, to have, unlike this regime that has been propagating terror and radicalism, we the people of Iran are peacemakers and not warmongers. We like to be friends, especially with the free world. We'd like to be able to have the best neighborly relationship with the people of our area and the region, with the Arab countries, with Israel, and all our other neighbors. We are fighting for justice, we're fighting for human rights, we are fighting for liberty, we're fighting to put an end to all sorts of discrimination. Because as an Iranian, I stand here to tell you that I've dedicated 47 years of my life because I think that my country deserves far better than what we have right now. To now understand that their best remedy is to support the people of Iran, because ultimately a free Iran will be your best partner, not just to bring stability and peace, but it will be in your best economic interest and opportunities. Together we can prosper again, and the world will be so different once the Iranian people are free. I am here to guarantee a transition to secular democratic future. I am committed to be that leader of transition for you, so we can one day have the final opportunity to decide the fate of our country through a democratic, transparent process, through the ballot box and free elections. And let's make sure that this time, especially the free nations of this world and their governments, stand on the right side of history.
Well, Durud Patriots, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to day 147 of Iran Revolution Live with your wonderful and amazing host, Mr. Armin Navabi.
And your wonderful and amazing host, Goldie Ghamari.
Thank you so much, Armin. Armin, I really look forward to Iran Revolution Live every day. It's so nice doing this live stream with you, and honestly, it's like the highlight of my day. It's the highlight of my day. Yeah, absolutely. Of course. Getting to hang out with you and getting to hang out with the Iran Revolution Live community. It's we've really built something. We've really created something here. It's I think Iran Revolution Live is pretty much international. And I mean, for everyone who's watching right now, let us know in the comments where you're tuning in from. I'm very curious to know. So we'll just keep an eye on the chat as well. But yeah, Armin, how are you doing today?
Oh my God, nervous. Watching everything, seeing if it's going to happen soon or not. What about you, Goldie?
Well, I mean, no one can predict when it's going to happen.
Right.
But given that apparently the IRGC was planning to assassinate President Trump's daughter, Ivanka Trump, yeah, I don't think President Trump's going to let that go. Because it's one thing to go after himself, but it's another thing to go after his children. And I can guarantee you that any parent will tell you that if someone targets their children, that's an even bigger deal than if they themselves were being targeted. Like at that point, like that's personal. That is personal. So I don't know when it's going to happen, but given that the Islamic regime is now is targeting President Trump's children,
right?
Yeah, I don't think the Islamic regime has long left.
I think you're so on point, Goldie. If somebody is trying to target you, that's one thing. But I think most parents would agree that if you learn that a group of people are trying to kill your child, then you would stop at nothing to make sure there's nothing left of them.
Yeah.
It will become your mission to make sure they're completely eradicated.
Exactly. So do you want to bring up that news?
Yes. Okay. And I saw Mark Levin was posting it as well. So let me flip my camera. So I'm actually looking at this instead. Okay. So look at this. Mark Levin was saying Ivanka was an assassination target by the Iranian regime. And then he quote posted this video. So let's watch it together.
A remarkable effort by our FBI, Director Patel leadership, and our international partners, and we were able to intercept and get in the middle of this man's attempts to wreak havoc and terrorize not only the United States, Canada, Europe, and so we were able to introduce an undercover, working with our law enforcement partners. So I think what our U.S. attorney just said is dead on. That President Trump's leadership around the world allows us to have the credibility and the partnership to allow us to work with folks overseas, and that's what happened here. So he was brought here and appeared in court earlier today, and it is on the one hand should be very alarming. Yeah. To the people in this country that there are men around the world trying to exact this sort of terror. On the other hand, it shows the success of good law enforcement work and good police work and working hard to protect our borders, which is what we do every single day. And so this investigation is ongoing. It's just a complaint. I expect the next steps will be an indictment, and obviously we're still investigating and going to make sure that anybody that was involved with him will be brought to justice as well.
Was he picked up in Iraq, and when was he brought to the United States?
He was recently brought to the United States. I want to be careful talking about the operation so I don't put anybody in danger, but it's enough to say that this was an effort that included not only the FBI, but our law enforcement partners overseas as well.
Yeah. I saw Newsmax was also reporting in this. Let me bring that up.
Much for being with us. I want to start with some breaking news this evening. There are reports circulating that first daughter Ivanka Trump has been targeted by an Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps trained terrorist in a revenge plot over the death of Iran's military chief Qasem Soleimani in a U.S. drone strike. The terrorist reportedly spoke of the plot, for which he supposedly had a blueprint of Ivanka's Florida home before his recent capture in Turkey. He has since been extradited to the U.S. So, Waleed, I want to get your reaction on this first. What do you think?
Well, first of all, jihadists in general have said that they have targeted the Trump family. I myself, as one of the first foreign policy advisors during the campaign in 2016, there was an invitation coming from Egypt, but from allies. And the campaign was very firm. The invitation was to Ivanka Trump to deliver a speech to women. Campaign was very clear. And I was from that direction. You cannot have her go because the Muslim Brotherhood, the jihadists. And now we have a problem with the Islamic regime in Iran since the assassination, mostly since that time, of the head of the Quds force. So it is very serious when we hear stories or reports about individuals who have been working with the commander who has been eliminated, who have been working with the regime against members of the families. That is a top priority, because by targeting the family, by targeting people who are close to the president or members of the cabinet or anybody who is a decision maker, they are trying to create a chaos, they are trying to create divisions to get and gain time for their regime. So we have to be very careful about that. And I am very happy that this information was unveiled, and then he is arrested.
So Goldie, I think this to me suggests that they are very emotional about this, because you would know that this would anger President Trump like nothing else. Like whoever had this plan within the Islamic Republic must be so emotionally hurt by Ali Khamenei being cutleted that they're just reacting in a way to try to cause maximum pain to President Trump rather than something that would make more sense for their survival. This is a very emotional response.
You know what's even crazier is that the person who was planning on doing the assassination is not even Iranian. He's from Iraq. He's like, the Iraqi militia proxy groups, right? So this is what, Armin and I and the vast majority of Iranians talk about when we say that the Islamic regime is a foreign occupying terrorist organization. They're not Iranian. They're pretty much anti-Iranian. Yes, there are certain elements within the Iranian population that support them and are part of them. But the Islamic regime is comprised of various, other groups and entities that are not Iranian in any way, shape, or form. And this Iraqi terrorist, who I believe he was part of Kataib Hezbollah, which is an Iraqi, Shia terrorist group that's funded by the Islamic regime using the stolen blood money of the Iranian people. He was also planning on targeting Jewish people, but also Iranian dissidents who are speaking out against the Islamic regime. So this is why we Iranians, we always differentiate, because the enemy isn't Iran. The enemy is the Islamic regime that's occupying Iran. And unless and until people make that distinction, you will never be able to truly fight the enemy, because you first have to identify the enemy. You have to identify the ideology of the enemy. So, it's horrifying here. And that's the scary part, is that, Armin, anyone, any sort, like, the vast majority of these terrorist supporters of the Islamic regime are not even Iranian. Do you recall the shooting that happened? I believe it was somewhere in Texas. It was either Houston or Austin. The shooting happened, I think, right after Khamenei was exterminated. And the guy was, I think he was from like Senegal or like some African country. And he did that shooting as retaliation for United States and Israel exterminating Ali Khamenei, the supreme dictator. It was Austin. Okay, yeah, so it was Austin, Texas. That guy, he was from Africa, and he was wearing an IRGC T-shirt or something. Like, it's just it's wild. It's wild, and that's the scary thing. There are so many of these non-Iranian sleeper cells who are all around, and they're supporting the Islamic regime that's occupying Iran, and they're trying to silence our voices as Iranians when we try to speak out against it.
Yeah, that's completely correct. And Goldie, I'm so glad that you mentioned that he was Kataeb, because Kataeb is a subcategory of Hashul Shabi, which reminds us, on top of all of that, that basically Hashul Shabi is the same group of people who were killing the Iranian people in early January inside Iran. So you could see how mutual our enemies are. So the people responsible for trying to kill President Trump's daughter, assassinate her, are basically from the very same group of Hashul Shabi that were inside Iran massacring the Iranian people into tens of thousands. And this means our enemies are the same.
Yeah. And this is why, Armin, one of the 5 conditions for President Trump to sort of, end the conflict, one of the conditions is for the Islamic regime to stop financing its proxy terrorist groups around the world. And I don't see the Islamic regime doing that. I don't see the Islamic regime agreeing to that, because they operate through these proxy terrorist groups, both to keep the Iranian people suppressed and prevent the Iranian people from rising up, but also to engage in these sorts of, potential terrorist attacks around the world.
Exactly. And I don't see them giving up on this either, because they see those people as their compatriot more than the anti-regime Iranian people. So one thing you saw when we played to you guys, the Durka Jihadi videos, one of the lines in those videos is that har kesi yar Ali's hamvatan mast, which means that as long as you are a friend of Ali, Imam Ali, the first Imam of Shia Muslims, you are our compatriot. So like me and Goldie, the Islamic regime in Iran, like when we say they are not Iranian, it's not just us who are saying it. They are saying that they don't consider me and Goldie to be their compatriots, but Hezbollah and Hashd al-Shabi and the Houthis and the Zainabiyun and the Fatimiyun to be their compatriots. So their priority is the Ummah, not the Iranian nation. And another sign to show that Goldie is right is that in their conditions for a ceasefire, when they say that they want the United States to guarantee that they will not attack anymore, they say especially Lebanon. And by especially Lebanon, they mean especially Hezbollah, meaning that their priority over Americans and Israelis stopping their attack is not even inside Iran. It's against Hezbollah in Lebanon. That's their priority for the attacks to stop. And if anything shows you that this is not an Iranian regime, there's nothing else will. Like, this demonstrates that Goldie and I are not just saying this because we're anti-regime. Like, they have demonstrated. They say this themselves.
Armin, I have some breaking news. What do you make of this? So apparently, Vice President J.D. Vance has made an unplanned return to Washington, D.C., and his motorcade is racing to the White House. President Trump has summoned his whole national security team to a meeting on Iran. POTUS is also scheduled to hold a conference call at 1 p.m. Eastern, which is pretty much right now, with the leaders of several Arab nations. And here is the vice president's motorcade.
Whoa. Oh, what is happening? I am really trying hard not to swear. Like, holy crap.
So JD Vance is rushing to the White House. Apparently, Pete Hegseth is en route to the White House as well. General Kane spotted arriving. Just saw another motorcade racing through central DC towards the White House as well.
Holy crap, Goldie, is this it?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I know. That's why I'm asking.
I don't know. I mean, it could be, it could not be. I have no idea.
Oh my God. Whatever it is, it's a big deal. We know that.
Yeah, well, that's exactly, like, whatever it is, it's a big deal because President Trump canceled his weekend plans and he's staying in Washington, D.C. Now, JD Vance has canceled his plans and he's returning to Washington, D.C. Apparently, Pete Hegseth is there. General Kane, Eric, and this post is from literally like 4 or 5 minutes ago. So Hegseth en route to White House. General Kane spotted arriving. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Seems like
I mean, this must be military operation related. Like, why would you do that for anything else? Especially given that we already had confirmation that from an hour ago that President Trump is expected to hold a call with regional countries on the situation with Iran. We did know that, but this is we only knew that from an hour ago, but this is, why would this be what the JD Vance having an unplanned return with this much of a rush makes it, because we know there's no other topic, right? We already had 1 hour ago confirmed that the topic is Iran. So if this is the urgency and the topic is Iran, I'm not saying this is for sure, but the chances of this being about military escalation is very high. Like, so Goldie, would you say that's safe to say that we're not saying it's for sure, but it has dramatically increases the chances, not the guarantee, but the chances that military operations are underway? Is that fair to say?
I believe so. That the chances, I believe, have increased given the news of the potential assassination attempt of Ivanka Trump. I think that, like, because at that point it's no longer political, it's personal, right? Because there's no reason for them to go after Ivanka except for the fact that they're terrorists and they just want to cause as much damage as possible, right? And again, this is a jihadi death cult ideology, and going after Ivanka Trump makes it personal.
It does.
So I mean, again, there's no guarantee, but I think based on the most recent news, the chances have definitely increased because
wow,
it just that's just crossing a line. At that point, it's no longer war, right? It's not like a the Islamic regime. I mean, we've always known this, but the Islamic regime has always been operating outside of the boundaries of the laws of armed conflict, right? Because they're a terrorist jihadi state. They don't respect international law or anything like that, or the rules of combat. So yeah, I mean, the Islamic regime is basically a terrorist group that has operated on hostage taking and assassinations and terrorism and the whole shebang, right? So yeah, I don't know. Let's see what happens. But I will keep an eye on the breaking news, Armin. If you want to go to the planned updates that you have.
Yeah, thank you, Goldie, for that. You have eyes in the back of your head or something, or a sixth sense or something. Like these things show up, and then you all of a sudden, like you catch them right away. So
Wow.
that's really, yes, okay, yeah. So yeah, I was no, I'm not. This is already you already covered that, so that's great. Let me go to this one again. I don't know if I should care about this one or not, but Iran International is reporting that Axios is reporting. Do we care? Should I skip that?
What is it saying?
That-
I mean, Axios is hit or miss, right? Like they're not the
that's
most.
So Axios is reporting that Trump says it's 50-50 whether Iran gets a deal or bombs. I could read that. Is this reported by Iran International?
So, I mean, yeah, you can say that because that would be part of what like President Trump said in like a press conference or a phone call or something, right?
Okay, sounds good. So let me read it. US President Donald Trump said on Saturday he would decide by Sunday whether to resume the war with Iran after reviewing Tehran's latest proposal with his negotiators, Axios reported, citing an interview with the president. Trump said it was a solid 50-50 whether the sides could reach an agreement or blow them to kingdom come. Wow. I think one of those, this is a quote by President Trump saying, I think one of those things will happen. Either I hit them harder than they have ever been hit, or we are going to sign a deal that is good, he told Axios. He also dismissed suggestions that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu was concerned he might accept an unfavorable deal, saying Netanyahu was not worried. So that's good to know. A lot of people are trying to make it seem like Bibi and President Trump are fighting, Bibi June and President Trump are fighting, and President Trump keeps confirming that that's not the case. So what do you think about this? I mean, if those are the choices, my money is on blowing them to kingdom come. That's a high. That's what I would bet on between these two options. I don't see the regime accepting a deal that President Trump would like. Is that your assessment as well?
Yes, that's my assessment. Okay, I need to find the full clip of this, but look at this. Have you seen this clip from Marco Rubio?
This one?
I think so. I think that might be it. I'm gonna see if I can find the full clip.
Okay. Mine is only 30. I had this in my list, but it's only 38 seconds. So maybe.
Well, I'll send you the one that I found. I haven't listened to it, but I don't know if it's the same clip because I'll try to find the full thing. But anyways, here's the link to play that one. Play that one for sure, and then there's the other one, and I'm gonna try to find the full thing if I can.
Okay.
There's been some progress done, some progress made. Even as I speak to you now, there's some work being done. There is a chance that whether it's later today, tomorrow, in a couple of days, we may have something to say. But this issue needs to be solved, as the president has said, one way or the other. Iran can never have a nuclear weapon. The straits need to be opened without tolls. They need to turn over their enriched uranium. They need to turn over their highly enriched uranium. We need to address that issue. We need to address the issue of enrichment. These are the president's points consistently. And his preference is always to deal with it in a diplomatic way. The president's preference is always to solve problems such as these through a negotiated diplomatic solution. That's what we're working on right now. There's been some progress done.
So just looking at this 38-second, none of that is happening by the regime. Like if that's still what they're insisting on, I could tell you already that the regime, like I find it hard for the regime to be able to do any of this. Like if it's between this, what Marco Rubio is saying, or boom booms, then if I was a betting man, which I'm not, I would bet on boom booms. Like we're still apparently at this point. Like none of the red lines, according to what Marco Rubio is saying, none of the American red lines have been removed. Let's go through them one more time.
There's been some progress done, some progress made. Even as I speak to you now, there's some work being done. There is a chance that whether it's later today, tomorrow, in a couple days, we may have something to say. But this issue needs to be solved, as the president has said, one way or the other. Iran can never have a nuclear weapon. The straits need to be open without.
Yeah, the strait being open without a toll, the regime is not going to accept that.
Open without tolls. They need to turn over their enriched uranium.
They're not going to want to do that. So that's not happening.
Need to turn over their highly enriched uranium. We need to address that issue. We need to address the issue of enrichment. These are the president's points consistent.
Yeah, if these are still the president's points and nothing has been changed, then we're not going to. I mean, my bet is no deal. No deal. So let's look at what Goldie sent us. Guys, we do see the super chats. We're not ignoring them. We're going to read them in exactly half an hour from now. We're going to be reading all the super chats. So thank you for the support. We'll get to them soon. And okay. And thank you, Leo, for keeping count. So this is the fuller version. Okay, this is 1 minute. I should have just played this one. So let's play this.
Maybe news later today. I don't have news for you at this very moment, but there might be some news a little later today. There may not be. I hope there will be, but I'm not sure yet. The question is about the Iranian issue. And as I said, there's been some progress done, some progress made. Even as I speak to you now, there's some work being done. There is a chance that whether it's later today, tomorrow, in a couple days, we may have something to say. But this issue needs to be solved, as the president has said, one way or the other. Iran can never have a nuclear weapon. The straits need to be open without tolls. They need to turn over their enriched uranium. They need to turn over their highly enriched uranium. We need to address that issue. We need to address the issue of enrichment. These are the president's points consistently. And his preference is always to deal with it in a diplomatic way. The president's preference is always to solve problems such as these through a negotiated diplomatic solution. That's what we're working on right now. But this problem will be solved, as the president's made clear one way or the other. We hope it's done through the diplomatic route. That's what we're working on, and perhaps there'll be something to talk about on that topic while I'm here on this visit at some point.
What do you think, Goldie?
From what I've noticed in the past, when President Trump or his administration and the people close to him are making statements such as, we're going to make a decision later today, they've already made the decision. They just don't want to say that. Because if we go back to February 27, if you recall, on February 27, I think President Trump was with Ted Cruz and a few other people. There's a video. Okay, I'm gonna find it, but from pattern and past examples, when you have Trump or Rubio or others saying, yes, we're gonna make a decision later today, that means a decision has already been made. Because why would President Trump give a heads up or a notice? Like, why would President Trump come out and just say, for example, yes, we've decided to strike on this day at this time and this location, right? Like, they're never going to come out until it's already done. They're never going to come out in advance and say, we have decided to go to war, because one of the main elements of the attack is surprise, right? And again, the way that the United States and Israel were able to exterminate Khamenei on February 28 was by convincing Khamenei and his commanders that they were not going to strike that weekend. There was no possibility of striking that weekend. And so Khamenei came out from his underground bunker and he was meeting, he was having a meeting with his top IRGC commanders, and then they were all boomed in that meeting.
Yeah. And they tried to spin it as a way that he was brave and he knew he was going to die. But then the people from his family confirmed that that was not the case, because if that was the case, he wouldn't be with his grandchild and family around him. and he wouldn't have the IRGC commanders with him all there to die as well. And so we know that the Americans have successfully fooled Ali Khamenei to thinking that he's safe, to come from a deeper part of his bunker to the much less deep part of his bunker. And then the Israelis' intelligence figured out that he came out and they took him out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm still trying to find that, but but please continue with with the videos and analysis. I'll see if I can find that older video. But yeah,
Okay.
like the United States is they're not gonna tell anyone in advance what decision they've made until after it's already happened.
Exactly. Also, okay, guys, it's not just us who thinks that the chances of military operations are high. It's also airlines, because this is happening in Iran without a NOTAM, right? So the regime in Iran is not limiting airplanes flying over Iran, but we still are getting this, right? So apparently the airlines think that something might be happening soon. So let me read this. It says, Iran Civil Aviation Organization said it had issued no new official aviation notice imposing restriction on the country's airspace, and that flight conditions remained normal. The organization's spokesperson said flights were continuing according to schedule. They quoted the spokesperson said conditions in the country's airspace remain as before, and flights are operating according to plan. Without giving details to the notice to airmen or NOTAM, the spokesperson denied a notice recently circulated on social media. The denial came after Iran's Civil Aviation Organization said Friday that activity at airports in the western part of Iran's flight information region, known as Tehran FIR, had been suspended until Monday, with only a limited number of airports allowed to operate. That earlier notice said several airports, including Urumia, Kerman, Abadan, Shiraz, Yaz, Kermanshah, Rasht, and Ahvaz, were exempt from the restrictions but could operate only from sunrise to sunset. But look at what this looks like right now. Hold on. Let me bring this. Look at this. And this time, we're not getting any Leroy Jenkins. Last time, we had at least one plane that was Leroy Jenkins it and going through. But this time, we're not even getting that. So that's interesting. Okay. And so we also had a CBS reporting on something. Let me close those tabs because I have too many tabs open. Here. Okay, so this was breaking about an hour ago. This is from an hour ago, saying breaking U.S. President Donald Trump told CBS News he had read a draft agreement with Iran, but declined to say whether he had approved it. He said there's a draft. Trump said, adding, "I can't tell you whether I signed off on it before I tell them, right?" So he's basically asking the reporters, like, I can't tell you before I tell them. He said the two sides were getting a lot closer as diplomatic efforts continued to prevent a renewed conflict. Interesting. So this was from an hour ago, right?
I mean, again, this could just be a ploy, right? The two sides are getting a lot closer. What does that actually mean? We still don't even know who's responsible for the negotiations. And, given that Vahidi is in control, there's no way that they're going to give up the nuclear ambitions or support for the proxy terrorist groups or anything like that. And then there's also this President Trump Truth Social post that he posted 4 hours ago. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you make of this, Goldie?
I mean, I think he's trolling. He's trolling the Islamic regime. I also like that it just says Iran because, guys, the official name of the country is the Islamic Republic of Iran. So it's just Iran there. So I think President Trump is like he's trolling the regime, but to me, this also indicates that President Trump does have war on his mind, right?
Yeah, we can tell for sure that he has Iran on his mind. Yeah. I don't know. Oh my God.
Like here's the thing, like if President Trump was trying to come to a deal or was trying to appease the Islamic regime, or was allowing them, was thinking of having them sort of survive, he wouldn't be doing stuff like this. He would be working towards appeasement, and he's not doing that at all. If anything, he's trolling them. He's angering them. He's attacking.
So there's three things about this image that are interesting. First of all, it says Iran, like you mentioned. Second of all, we have the US flag over Iran. And the third thing is United States of the Middle East, question mark. It's like, oh my God, this is like the highest levels of trolling, right? I don't right. I don't know what any of this means, but I think that's the point. Right? I think that's the point to confuse. Okay. If anybody has any interpretation of this, share it with me, because I have no idea. Like, no idea what this is supposed to mean. Okay. Oh my God. What a timeline. Yeah. We're in the most interesting timeline.
Yeah, it is a very interesting timeline. So
yeah. Also, we had this from an hour ago. Like, guys, right before Goldie and I came live, we had like boom, 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 boom. We're like, oh my God, as President Trump just is getting ready for our show, I think, like all the time, right?
They're like, oh no, it's almost 1 p.m. We need to put all the updates out so Goldie and Armin can report on it.
Yeah, we need to make sure they have enough content for the show. Oh my God. And okay, so this was from an hour ago. We had President Donald Trump is expected to hold a conference call with Persian Gulf leaders at 1 p.m. to discuss the situation with Iran, Axios reported. So it's interesting because we have three things. We had this meeting with the Persian Gulf countries, J.D. Vance, as Goldie showed us, rushing back to the White House. And we had President Trump saying that he saw the new offer from the Islamic Republic, not commenting on whether or not he accepts it or not. Also, we had the comment from President Trump saying it's 50-50. So I wonder, like, why would they be talking about to the Persian Gulf countries about what? What are they going to be talking about? It's very interesting. It does bring a little bit more, give the theory that the delay, because apparently the attacks were supposed to be happening on Friday. So this is what the reports that we're getting is that the attacks were supposed to be happening on Friday and they were canceled. So some people were suggesting that maybe what was happening is that the Persian Gulf countries were not telling President Trump not to attack. They were just telling, like, hold on, we're not ready, right? Maybe that's what happened. They're like, we're not ready for defending ourselves. Just hold on a second. So it makes that a little bit more likely, right? And then we have also Baghai, we call him Baghbaghou. Ismail Baghai, the spokesperson of the foreign ministry of the regime in Iran. This is also from just a few hours ago. Look at this. It reported by Iran International saying Iran's foreign ministry spokesman Ismail Baghai said on Saturday the Strait of Hormuz has nothing to do with the United States and should be handled through a mechanism between Iran and Oman as coastal states, while accusing Washington of piracy and harassment against international shipping. So again, this gives more credibility to the idea that the regime itself was never going to accept one of the major red lines of United States, because if anything, this guy is supposed to be a moderate reformer, right? Because he's part of the cabinet of Pezeshkian's administration. So usually the way it works is that you have the so-called hardliners coming out and presenting a non-flexible approach, and the so-called moderate reformers coming out and providing the more flexible approach. So given that Bagbagu here is also coming out and giving us a not very flexible approach to the Strait of Hormuz, that means that the pro-regime Iranians will not tolerate anything short of this, given that even Pezeshkian's administration is like, yeah, no, we're not going to give up on the Strait of Hormuz. Right? Let me know if that makes sense. Also, guys, I did see more super chats. Thank you guys so much for that. In 15 minutes, we're going to be reading the super chats in 15 minutes. Let me see. This was also a breaking from just an hour ago. Like, it's interesting because I logged into X to see what's happening, so we could get ready for Iran Revolution Live, and then I was like, breaking. I'm like, what the hell? Why are there so many hashtag breakings by Iran International? So this was another one breaking by Iran International. Was saying talks with Iran will fail unless the US shows flexibility. The IRGC linked Fars News. So guys, remember Fars is one of the two most important IRGC news outlets, right? The other one being Tasnim. So IRGC linked Fars News Agency reported citing a source close to the Iranian negotiating team. This is great. That means that the chances, so given that President Trump said it's 50-50, either they give us a really good deal or we go and blow them to kingdom come. Again, just hours ago, just 1 hour ago, Fars News from IRGC announced that the negotiating team is showing no flexibility because they think Americans are not being flexible, which is good news for us, right? I think the source said Tehran would not discuss its nuclear program at this stage. So, guys, they're not even discussing it, let alone being flexible about it, and would make any such talks conditional on U.S. confidence building measure. Unbelievable! This is laughable. Fars reported that. By the way, this is so sad that it's so disgusting that they're calling the IRGC news outlet farce. Like, you're nothing, there's nothing Persian about you. So Fars reported that the release of Iran's blocked funds was among Tehran's main conditions. That's good. This is good news for us. This means the deal is very unlikely for starting negotiations, while the rules for oh my god, we got a $100 super chat on Goldie's channel. We'll get to that very, very soon. Thank you so much for that. Unbelievable. Thank you. We'll get to that in 10 minutes. We're going to be reading the super chat soon, and I think we should start with that one when we get to it. Was Tehran's main conditions for starting negotiations, while the rules for ship passage through the Strait of Hormuz remained another point of dispute. Despite Washington accepting some of Tehran's positions, the three issues remain unresolved, and Iran is preparing other options, Fars reported, citing the source. So other options means going to war. That's what it means. And then we also had this. So Goldie, what do you make of this? Because Dan Scavino Jr. is one of the most trusted, one of President Donald Trump's longest serving and most trusted and closest advisors. And he posted this with no comment. Oh, I think this is copyrighted music.
Yeah.
So I'm going to mute it. Let me just mute it. And he just posted this with no comments, and it got viral. Like, so many people were sharing this. And given how close he is to President Trump, people thought that this means something. So let me just, by the way, it's beautiful. Look at that. Oh my God. That's gorgeous. So sexy. So what do you make? Do you think that people are exaggerating what this means, or do you think that
listen, all this means is that President Trump has not given up the possibility of resuming the boom booms. If people are like, I haven't looked at the comments here, but if people are gonna claim that this is President Trump confirming or announcing that, you know, the military strikes are gonna resume, that's not it, because that would be a huge breach of confidentiality, right? So all this means to me, like, you know, when I look at this from like a political lens, as, you know, former politician, this just lets me know that the people that are around Trump still have the possibility of escalation and the, you know, resumption of military operations on their minds, and that is still a possibility. That's all this means to me. It doesn't mean anything else.
Okay, but what about my other political analysis that this is the sexiest military asset ever created in history? Do you
I mean,
agree with that
that's like a guy thing. I don't like I don't describe like airplanes and jets using the term sexy. So you'd have to ask a guy about that.
I don't know. My wife describes cars as sexy all the time.
Okay,
so.
Maybe that's me. Like I don't view inanimate objects in that way.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, but it is, you know, if you're asking me if it's like a well-designed, you know, well-designed aircraft, then I would agree. Yes, it is a you know, well-designed and highly sophisticated aircraft.
Okay. I'll take that as a yes. Okay, well, let's go to Mark Levin. Mark Levin saying,
can we go? I want to go to Reza Pahlavi really quickly.
Okay.
So yeah, King Reza Pahlavi just posted as well. So my browser lost connection to audio. Give me one moment here. Oh my gosh, wait. Sorry, I'm just trying to fix this here. So all right. So King Reza Pahlavi, so he's, you know, the crown prince of Iran, the leader of Iran's Lion and Sun Revolution. He's continuing with his meetings in Washington, D.C. So just a couple of minutes ago, he posted, "Grateful to Rep. Josh G., a leading voice on Iran in Congress, for our great conversation. We discussed the importance of bipartisan support for the Iranian people. Iranians are fighting not only for their own liberation, but to end the Islamic Republic's terror against the world." And there you can see the photos. So the meetings are continuing. So there seems to be a lot of activity, both from like a political sort of lobbying side, and then of course also from, you know, the administration side as well. But it seems like something's happening, because His Royal Highness is continuing to meet with various lawmakers in DC. So I wanted to share that. And then just also really quickly, today is also another global rally day. So I just wanted to share a few videos really quickly. So guys, so Iranians outside of occupied Iran are still holding weekly demonstrations. So, you know, just really quickly. So this is Stockholm. So that's Stockholm. And then this is Berlin. The music might be copyrighted, but you can see, guys, so there are still huge, massive demonstrations that are happening every week, usually every Saturday, in all the major cities. So this is from today in Berlin. And then there's also and then the person who's speaking, he's saying, you know, a message for our compatriots in Iran, we haven't forgotten you. We haven't given up. We're still out here, you know, every day, every week, raising awareness and being your
قسم به
voice.
خون یاران ایستاده ایم تا پایان رضا پهلوی.
And of course, as is typical, you can see Iran's lion and sun flag. You can see the flag of Israel. You can see the flag of the United States. There's the United States.
شاه رضا پهلوی.
And then there's Israel back there.
شاه رضا پهلوی.
Yeah. And I know there's also, of course, in Montreal today as well, there's another big rally that's happening. I attended the one last week, but this week I'm not in Montreal. But yeah, so I just wanted to give a quick update on that. So the Iranian diaspora is still continuing raising awareness and, of course, being a voice for Iranians in occupied Iran. The demonstrations are happening every week. If they're getting bigger. In fact, they're getting bigger. And of course, His Royal Highness Reza Pahlavi is meeting with people in Washington, D.C. All right, those are sort of my updates on the Iran diaspora side. All right, back to you, Armin.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna play this because to get some updates, but I need to be. I'm gonna be off screen for 30 seconds, but no, actually 49 seconds. I'll be right back while I play this because I think this is a good update.
There's no audio. Armin? Armin, there's no audio. Armin!
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back.
Or if we're going to sort of recycle this.
Sorry, I muted it because of the music. So now I'm back.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Okay, here.
Let's bring in national security and military analyst Dr. Rebecca Grant and former National Security Council Chief of Staff Alex Gray. I thought Ashley made some great points there, Dr. Grant. In particular, we just don't know if at all this is actually moving forward or if we're going to sort of recycle this. We're giving them time and they keep sort of treading water. What say you?
The U.S. and partners like Qatar, Pakistan have tried so hard to move Iran on negotiations. But I think the fact is Iran only listens to military force. I'd say Central Command is ready, 2 aircraft carriers in place, B-1 bombers, you name it, and it's time to crush some Iranian military targets.
Alex, that would seem to be the convention, especially when you listen to some of the trusted advisors. I've heard Jack Keane, the general, say as much. Do you think that's the right call?
Yeah, Kevin, I think the president has been very smart to leave himself the option.
See, guys, the fact that President Trump's advisors are all saying, let's go, let's attack. The fact that President Trump's daughter has been threatened. The fact that it's really hard to imagine getting a deal with the Islamic Republic that accepts any of even one of the President Trump's conditions. Just like if you just add all of that up, it just I think we're gonna go back to military operations one way or another. I don't know when, but it just doesn't add up. I can't think of a way that it could be avoided. Let me know if you agree in the chat.
To go back to a kinetic option if the Iranians do not do what needs to be done at the negotiating table. Every indication right now is they're doing the typical Iranian game of stringing along the guy on the other side of the table. And the president has left an extraordinary military and naval armada in the region. I think he's going to have to most likely pull the trigger again and show the Iranians that this is not bluff. We have the upper hand. We have the military overmatch, and we're prepared to use it.
A lot of people do feel very strongly that this is a regime that is confident that they can sort of wait this thing out, if they can string along the Americans and domestic pressure continues to build, that eventually they'll get the president either to agree to a bad deal or more or less give into a stalemate. Let me share this. Kirk Lippold, this is an interesting bit of sound. I want to get your reaction, Dr. Grant. Listen to what he had to say here.
When you look at all the tea leaves, all the analysis, all the intelligence, it's a matter of not if, but when the United States is going to recommence combat operations, because we have no—
Let's go! Let's effing go!
No choice. Iran will not give up their nuclear program. They, in fact, expanded their demands regarding what would be required to open the Strait of Hormuz to the freedom of navigation and maritime traffic.
He says it's pretty obvious. We're going to have to go back to kinetic strikes. Is that where we go soon?
Yes, that makes a lot of sense because Iran is stringing along, and just the demands in the strait, you know, they're now talking about setting up a Bitcoin toll booth. Fortunately, our U.S. Treasury is going to sanction anybody who pays that kind of toll, but it can't go on. We have the maritime power there, not only to carry out the blockade, which is so effective, but again, to put
Why not Monero if you wanted them to not get sanctions?
a Project Freedom style bubble of surveillance and escort around merchant traffic. I think that's what it's going to take to get the international mariners moving again. And I think strikes might be the right way to start that out, to hit some of those additional emplacements along the coast.
And to that end, Alex, I want to play a little sound. This is the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio. And I really think he crystallizes the argument that what Iran is trying to do, in effect, is basically run a tolling operation here in the Strait of Hormuz. You want to have some commerce get through here, you got to pony up a little bit. They're extorting the vessels as they go through. That obviously enriches the regime, but at the same time, it also can impact trade. Now, let me share this little sound. I want to get your reaction to what Marco Rubio had to say about that.
Iran is trying to create a tolling system. They're trying to convince Oman, by the way, to join them in this tolling system in an international waterway. I don't know of anyone in the world that should be in favor of a tolling system in an international waterway. That's just not acceptable. It can't happen. If that were to happen in the Straits of Hormuz, it will happen in 5 other places around the world.
He said it better than I could have. If it happens there, it'll happen a lot.
Like, it's not even like a canal that they built themselves and now they're collecting tolls because they were responsible for building it. It's a natural strait.
Of other places, Alex.
Yeah, Kevin, what a tremendous miscalculation by the Iranians. It's like they don't even realize who's on the other side of the table from them. The idea that President Trump would destroy the Iranian military and with Israel destroy these leadership targets over the last several months, and then allow the Strait of Hormuz to be turned into this Iranian lake with a tolling operation, which you're absolutely right, and the Secretary is right, that would proliferate to the South China Sea. It would be used all over the world. The Russians would use it. The idea that Donald Trump would permit that is just crazy, and they clearly don't realize who they're dealing with. This isn't the Biden administration.
Yeah, exactly right. Let me share this real quick. This is from the Jerusalem Post. It's a headline, and it reads, "No deal in sight if the U.S. insists on discussing nuclear issue," Iran's foreign minister spokesperson says. They're basically saying we're not going to talk nukes, and as long as the Americans want to talk nukes, no deal's going to happen. I am concerned.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Guys, we are in agreement with the Islamic Republic. They don't want to deal. We don't want to deal. Let's go. Let's go.
And for the people in Iran, Dr. Grant, it is very likely, it would appear, that they are going to have to deal with some hard hits as long as the regime remains in this particular posture. 30 seconds.
This regime is out of its mind. Obviously, the nuclear issue is job number one. We've destroyed Iran's power projection capabilities, but they can't have a nuke. They got to give up that enriched uranium. And remember, any targets struck are going to be legit military targets, very carefully calibrated to minimize collateral damage. But it looks to me like strikes are on the way.
Alex, wrap us up. It does
I love this lady. Who is she? I like the way she talks.
appear that at any moment, could be tonight, could be in the days ahead, strikes seem likely as long as the Iranians refuse to discuss the nuclear issue.
President Trump has said since 2015, Iran will not have a nuclear weapon on his watch. If you don't believe him, you have not been paying attention. And I think the Iranians are about to find out the hard way that the president says what he means and he means what he says.
Two of my favorites, Alex Gray and Dr. Rebecca Grant. Thank you for your time on a Friday.
That was pretty good. I like these people. Anyways, guys, you know what time it is?
Well, before we go to that, I actually, Armin, I have something that you're going to really like. So one of our favorite musicians and one of the favorite musicians of Iran Revolution Live. Let me pull this up here. So let me add this.
Is Goldie frozen? Oh yeah.
Am I frozen? Can you see me?
I see you, but you're not. For me, she's not moving. Is it she frozen for you guys too?
Oh no. Do I need to go and come back?
No, usually. Maybe
I mean,
she's just
actually-
frozen for me.
No,
Oh,
I'm
no, you
probably-
are frozen.
Yeah, I'm frozen. Okay, I'm gonna go and come back. I'm at oh yeah, my browser is freezing up.
Oh.
Can you see me now? Nope. All right, I'll
Nope.
be right back.
Okay. Right
Oh
back.
no.
Okay.
I probably have too many programs open. Give me one moment.
Oh, Ray is back. Hi, Ray. Ray is back. You've been
I'll be right
missing.
back.
Okay, okay. What do we do? What did we do? Oh, I know what to do. Here, let's touch this. Guys, super chats will be after Goldie's going to show us something interesting. And then after that, we'll read the super chats. So, but I have a short video here that is perfect for this.
Moments ago, Secretary of State Marco Rubio answering a question on the U.S. plan for Iran while in India. Listen.
There is a chance that whether it's later today, tomorrow, in a couple days, we may have something to say. But
Goldie's back.
That's okay. You can finish playing that, and then if you want, finish playing that.
It's just 1 minute here.
this issue needs to be solved, as the president has said, one way or the other. Iran can never have a nuclear weapon. The straits need to be opened without tolls. They need to turn over their enriched uranium. They need to turn over their highly enriched uranium. We need to address that issue. We need to address the issue of enrichment. These are the president's points consistently. And his preference is always to deal with it in a diplomatic way. The president's preference is always to solve problems such as these through a negotiated diplomatic solution. That's what we're working on right now. But this problem will be solved, as the president's made clear, one way or the other. We hope it's done through the diplomatic route. That's what we're working on, and perhaps there'll be something to talk about on that topic while I'm here on this visit at some point.
All right, that is our nation's top diplomat saying we hope this can end diplomatically. He's in India. The president was going to attend his son's wedding and has returned to Washington, D.C., giving us a sense that things are coming to a head, Charlie.
Yeah, and he says that maybe we'll have something more to say. We will see whether something to say is something verbally or something beyond that.
Well, and certainly the Trump administration prefers diplomacy, but that's not the only option on the table. And that's what the secretary was alluding to there.
And we will be bringing all of that to you as it unfolds and staying on top of it.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox.
I already liked and I'm subscribed already. Okay, see?
So,
I already liked.
Love that. Okay, so like I was saying, we actually have a new song from one of our favorite musicians. So Barbod uploaded this video an hour ago, and it's called Epic Fury. I haven't watched it yet, but I have a feeling, Armin, that this might get you in the mood because you're very excited about upcoming boom booms. So guys, everyone make sure that you go, follow, like, and subscribe to Barbod Music. He's put out some amazing songs and bangers. So, show him all the love and all the support you can for all his hard work, because, everyone plays an important role in sort of the revolution, and music and art also plays a really important role. And Barbod's songs have been pretty epic. So I just put the link in all the chats. So go, give him a like, subscribe, share, watch his video, show some love. Okay, let's watch the newest song that's called Epic Fury, and we haven't seen it yet. So let's go. And then we'll go to super chats right after.
are shining, crusading back to the fight. Except is coming with the hammer of the right. Epic fury, God wills it. Raging change with the steel. This is the art of the deal. USA, Israel, Iranian people, side by side. My heart, my heart. Epic fury. God bless the USA.
Let's go! Let's effing go! Amazing! This was the best one yet. I mean, in my
know.
opinion.
You know, just when you think that Barbot can't top himself, he does it again. Wow. Oh my gosh. I love how he went there. He went there with the Crusades. And I'm just
Oh
like,
my
yeah,
god!
I love that part.
No chill at all. Just
Well, I mean, we Iranians, we don't have chill right now. We don't have chill.
no, we
Like,
don't. No, we don't.
yeah. So there you go.
No, we don't.
Wow. Okay, so guys, again, that's Barbot Music. Guys, make sure you go subscribe to his channel, give him a like, give him a follow. His video's right there. His video's right there. Uploaded an hour ago. Only has 115 views. That's a crime. That's a crime right there. Like, this video needs to go viral. Because it's just really, really good. So yeah. All right, Armin.
Goldie, is if it's okay with you, from the songs at the beginning, can we replace the Barbot one, the old one, with this one?
Yeah,
This
so
one's
I
better?
mean, which
Yes.
song should I replace, the Europe one or the Deal with the Devil? Oh, you know what? Maybe they're all so good. I mean, I kind of want the Europe one in there because the Europe one
Yeah.
calls out.
This-
So I
this
could
does it.
replace Deal with the Devil with Epic Fury.
Yeah, because I don't think there's a deal, and
Yeah.
we're getting ready for, because I think we don't need to talk about no deal with the devil. We need to talk. We're going to war, so I think this is like more
Yeah.
in line with what. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yes.
Because, like, yeah, you know, no deal with the devil is pretty good. And, you know, but I don't think we're gonna have a deal. So yeah, okay,
Yeah.
I'll definitely replace that for the intro. So as of tomorrow, we'll have this Epic Fury song in there. Pretty good.
Oh, look, people are subscribing to the channel. Thank you, guys.
Amazing.
Yes, go subscribe.
Okay.
Thanks,
All
Ray.
right. Now it's now with
right.
that, it's super chat time.
Super chat time. Okay, let's
I'll
go.
let you do it so that you can figure it out.
Yeah, I know.
There you
I know
go.
what I'm doing. Okay. Okay. No, I just didn't touch it because I didn't want to touch it and then you touch it at the same time. So that's what I was
okay.
waiting for, to see if you have. Okay, guys, super chat time. And thank you all for all the support. Thank you, guys. So Deborah just became a member. Thank you for being a member, guys. Memberships are a really good way to support not just us, but all your favorite content creators. Thank you for that. It's a very consistent way of supporting the content creators that you like. So thank you, Deborah, for that. And then we have Roman Cabbage with a super chat saying BB convenes the coalition heads this evening. Ooh, okay, that's another thing that I'm going to add to the list of things that I need to check out this evening, huh? So the news in the US, and also now we have this in Israel. Okay, things are escalating, guys. We're not exactly sure what that means, but we know that this is big. Whatever is happening is big. And then Rodel is saying, for a world leader to call for the elimination of a private citizen, no matter whom they're related to, is a war crime against that citizen. Justified. Yeah, justified. You mean justified to take out the regime because them wanting to eliminate Ivanka Trump? Yes. I mean, here's the thing, Rodel. I think when it comes to the Islamic Republic, calling their actions, human rights violations or crime against humanity or crimes against the citizens is just such an understatement. The regime's entire existence is a crime against humanity and against all people worldwide. So I think we need for the Islamic regime, we need a new word. Like calling what they're doing a violation of human rights or crimes against humanity just doesn't capture the level of evil that the regime that we're dealing with when it comes to the Iranian regime. But you're completely right, by the way. So thank you for the super chat. And then we have a fleshy interloper saying to get chats started. Well, thank you for getting us, get the ball rolling. Thank you for fleshy interloper. Really appreciate that. And also thank you to Leo for keeping count. And also I think we have someone else was doing that as well. And then I don't know why I'm hearing myself back from my phone, even though the audio is 0. I'm going to put my phone far away from the microphone. Okay, let's go to Ida. Ida, thank you so much for the super chat saying that's it. I'm losing my mind. Love you all. Keep appeasing. We will. I know, Ida, I know what you're talking about. The roller coaster, the up and down is sometimes it's really hard to deal with it. It does drive a person crazy. But again, remember, we were on this roller coaster right before Operation Epic Fury, and we were rewarded. We were rewarded for just suffering through it, and then eventually we got rewarded for our patience. And hopefully this time it will be the same. And thank you again for the super chat, Ida. And then we have Van Dyveld saying, please let him try. Boom Boom Time just voted red. Okay, well, thank you. And yes, Boom Boom Time indeed. Hopefully soon, hopefully within minutes. Maybe before we even go off air, Goldie. Maybe like right when we're live, all of a sudden we hear. So yeah, we'll see. Imagine if that happens.
I'm keeping an eye. I'm keeping an eye on everything. So
yes, Goldie sees everything, guys. Goldie sees. Right, she does. Okay. And then we have BK. BK, thank you so much for the super chat saying, have you seen the protest videos in Iran today? Goldie, I think you shared some of that, right? We did see. Yeah,
No,
we did see students were protesting inside Iran because of their exams being in-person exams. So that's actually a good point. That might be a spark for the next round of protests. This is the first time that we've been seeing protests inside Iran. Usually, remember, the reason why this is a big deal is because usually when there's something that starts the protests, but then eventually it's about something minor, but then it turns into something big it becomes about toppling the regime. Right? But we did see protests inside Iran. Let me see if I could find footage of that. Yeah, yeah, okay, so this is from 6 hours ago. Let me just show that really quickly. Thank you for bringing that to our attention here. So اعتراضات دانش آموزان به نحوه برگزاری امتحانات در چندین شهر ایران. So this is the students in Iran are really angry because the school system there is telling them to come and do exams even though they didn't learn anything because there were no classes and the online platforms that they had for learning was useless. So they're basically protesting against the education system there because they still have the exams are still ongoing, even though they didn't learn anything. So let me just play this. So yeah, that's happening. So this might turn into something bigger. Sometimes something small all of a sudden turns into people coming out and protesting against the regime totally. So that's why we're keeping an eye on it. And thank you, Biki. Thank you for the super chat. And then Ida saying Iranian state of mind in the voice of Frank Sinatra. Okay, that's what Isa is feeling right now. And then, oh my God, this giant big super chat for Goldie. Goldie, I think you want to read this. Because this
absolutely. Thank you very much, the Persian mob. So the Persian mob writes, could the United States say publicly that tolls should not be accepted, but then turn a blind eye to it if some kind of deal is reached. Someone presented that idea as a possibility, not sure of effect it would have on global trade and economy. So I'm not sure who presented that idea as a possibility. I mean, you have to keep in mind that there are a lot of people online who will provide opinions, and these people are neither qualified nor educated in, geopolitics or, anything like that. So a lot of this could just be, clickbait. And of course, a lot of people will just, come up with any crazy scenario and be like, this could be a possibility. So here's the thing. The putting tolls on the Strait of Hormuz is actually illegal, okay? Because the part that the ships pass through is actually part of the international waterway. So you cannot put tolls on international waters. That's the first thing. So that in and of itself is completely against maritime law. And then the next thing is that, so you ask, would the United States turn a blind eye to tolls? So assuming that these tolls are put through, which would never happen, but assuming that it would go through, would the US turn a blind eye if some kind of deal is reached? I don't see that being a possibility at all whatsoever. And that's because part of the deal that the United States wants is the complete reopening of the Strait of Hormuz, as well as, free navigation. So it doesn't even make any sense. Like you cannot have the Islamic regime agree to the deal when the deal is complete reopening of the Strait of Hormuz, but then the United States agreeing to tolls. It makes absolutely no sense. And whoever made this assessment or analysis is completely ignoring or maybe clueless about Operation Economic Fury. Because what's happening against the Islamic regime occupying Iran, it's not just about the military side, it's also about the economic side. And Scott Bessent has been going after all of the cryptocurrency accounts of the Islamic regime. So do I see this happening? Absolutely not. I would say this is maybe like a 0.00001% chance of something like this happening. It's beyond the realm of reason or possibility. The assessment does not fit within the confines of maritime law. And it also goes totally against what President Trump and Marco Rubio and others have been saying about the complete reopening of the Strait of Hormuz. And so, yeah, so then going to the final part of your question, not sure of effect it would have on global trade and economy. So if a toll was going to be put 100%, it would have a huge negative impact on global trade and economies. But again, you can't put a toll on an international waterway. So let me pull up like a map of the Strait of Hormuz and I'll show you what I mean. So here you go. Let's see. So if I pull this up here, let me just remove the super chat for a moment so I can share my screen with you guys. So if you look at, oh wait, here we go. What? Okay. So if you look at the map of the Strait of Hormuz, at its narrowest point, the entire strait falls entirely within the overlapping 12 nautical mile territorial seas of Iran and Oman. So given that there is an overlap, the Islamic regime does not have the authority to like put a toll on the part that kind of falls within Oman, because there's, what is it? There's, I think it's 12 nautical miles. So the way that international waters work is that when you're looking at the border or boundary of a country, typically, within the first 12 nautical miles, that's, considered within the territory of the country, whatever country it is. And, that's, that part of the 12 nautical miles is subject to the laws of that country. Once you go beyond the 12 nautical miles, that's considered international waters, and you can no longer enforce your country's laws, right? That's international waters, open seas. So given given the Strait of Hormuz here, because there's an overlap, okay, so the Islamic regime cannot force its toll on that part of the overlap with Oman, right? And that's why I think Armin was speaking about it earlier today, or someone was mentioning that, the Islamic regime is trying to work with Oman to put a toll, right? The reason that the Islamic regime is working with Oman is because of that overlap in the territorial waters. So, 12 nautical miles from the Islamic regime, 12 nautical miles from Oman, there's an overlap there. So in order for the Islamic regime to, let's say, enforce this toll, they would need Oman's cooperation, which they obviously will never get. So having said that, wait, let me just pause this for a moment. So having said that, I do not see any sort of toll system working. Plus, on top of that, where's Armin? There you go. Sorry. And then plus, on top of that, if the United States was going to turn a blind eye to what the Islamic regime is doing, that would be completely counterproductive to the Islamic regime completely opening up the Strait of Hormuz. It would also be counterproductive to Operation Economic Fury, because one of the ways that President Trump is employing maximum pressure on the Islamic regime is through the economic sanctions as well. And the Islamic regime is losing $500 million a day because they can't ship their oil out. So I hope that was a fulsome answer. Armin, did I miss out on anything, or did you want to add anything to that?
No, I do want to add something, but that was so complete. Thank you so much, Goldie. So I completely agree with everything Goldie said. It's interesting to consider this from the other side, because as Goldie said, that because US is a democracy and everything is transparent. And if they say they're going to do something and they don't do it, it will be apparent globally that it's not like that the regime is still collecting tolls, and it will be considered as a defeat by the Americans. So the Americans will not be able to just pretend that something is not happening if it's happening. But who can pretend something is not happening, even if it's happening? The Islamic regime. So even though the US is not going to be basically turning a blind eye to this, the regime, if it wanted to be flexible, it could act like they're collecting tolls. If they wanted to be flexible to Americans, we're like, oh, we're collecting tolls. And then even though the international community is verifying that no toll is being collected, they could pretend to their followers that we're collecting tolls just to keep them happy. And the regime followers, some of them might buy it. So the other way around, the regime might want to do that. This is why the only part of the conditions by President Trump that the Islamic Republic cannot lie about to the pro-regime people is the enriched uranium. Okay? Because President Trump might not release any funds, and the regime might say they release some funds. President Trump might not allow any tolls, and they might claim that we're collecting tolls. President Trump might not allow them to enrich uranium, and the regime might lie to their regime supporters and say, we're going to enrich uranium, right? The one thing that is really hard for the regime to lie about to its regime supporters is the enriched uranium leaving Iran. Because if the enriched uranium leaves Iran, it has left Iran. It's so hard to lie about that. And that's why that's the most sensitive part.
Just something really quick. I was checking on X, and Senator Lindsey Graham just posted about the Strait of Hormuz as well. So he writes, if a deal is struck to end the Iranian conflict because it is believed that the Strait of Hormuz cannot be protected from Iranian terrorism, I mean, he means Islamic regime terrorism, and Iran still possesses the capability to destroy major Persian Gulf oil infrastructure, then Iran will be perceived as being a dominant force requiring a diplomatic solution. This combination of Iran being perceived as having the ability to terrorize the Strait in perpetuity and the ability to inflict massive damage to Persian Gulf oil infrastructure is a major shift of the balance of power in the region, and over time will be a nightmare for Israel. Also, it makes one wonder why the war started to begin with if these perceptions are accurate. I personally am a skeptic of the idea that Iran cannot be denied the ability to terrorize the strait and the region cannot protect itself against Iranian military capability. It's important we get this right. So, yeah, I mean, I don't see the deal, including the Islamic regime, being able to terrorize the area. Like, that's completely counterproductive to the whole purpose. Yeah. So I just want to share that really quickly as well.
No, that was important. Thank you for that.
Okay.
So Goldie, we got 2 more giant super chats.
Okay,
after
but
this
let's
one.
let's just go through them in order because like I just think, you know, regardless of how much people spend, you know, each super chat is important, and I just think we should go in order. Yeah.
I was just going based on what you did last time. So sorry. Okay.
What did I do last time?
Oh.
I think
it's
you're
okay.
confusing me with someone else, maybe. I've always gone through super chats.
No. I'm not
before.
confusing. I'm not confusing, but it's okay. We'll do this. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. No, it's okay. Like, I'm okay with everything. I'm okay with everything we do
Okay,
here.
great.
So just tell me. I'll do that. Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. Okay. So Sadato, look at this. Sadato went to your channel, and then went to my channel, to Liberty Politics, to
thank
do
you.
2 super chats on both channels. Isn't that sweet? Sadato went to your channel, said hello and Bepish, thank you, Armin and Goldie, and then went to my channel and saying Liberty Politics YouTube channel, saying hello and Bepish, thank you, Armin and Goldie. That's sort of very sweet. Just went on both sides. Thank you for that. That's very sweet. Thank you for that. And then we said, Amir, thank you so much for the super chat, saying, do you agree Toyota Hilux is the most unsexy car? I don't wait, let me look it up. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, I don't even know what that looks like.
Yeah, I don't know. Unsexy, it seems very, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's fine. I don't agree. Sorry, it's okay. It's not like amazing. It's not like gorgeous, but it doesn't make me want to go back. Okay, but thank you, Amir. I mean, everybody has their own taste. Okay, thank you, Amir. And then we have EHF. EHF is saying the black Dorito of doom, sharing the spicy American flavor with all.
Yeah, that's the B-52. They call it the black Dorito of doom.
The black Dorito.
The B2, sorry, not the B-52, the B2.
The B2, yeah, the B2. Okay, that's actually a pretty epic name. I like that. Thank you. Didn't know that. Rusmaga is saying, tackle this. Trump always completes objectives. Oh, that's a good spin. That's a good spin. That's a very clever. Good job. Thank you. And then we have Danny. Danny, thank you so much for the super chat, saying, do you think no chance Trump makes a bad deal? Question mark. But no, I think everybody, nobody is flawless, obviously. So when we support somebody or we praise somebody, it's based on averages or based on specific decisions they're making. I don't think any human being is completely flawless, right? Obviously, people make decisions that are wrong sometimes, right? But from a perspective of Iranians, we are right now mostly focusing on the fact that President Trump has done more than any president in the history of the United States to help us get rid of the Islamic Republic, right? So there might be certain deals that President Trump has made that maybe I wouldn't agree with or would criticize, but to at least to me, that is so insignificant to what President Trump has done that brought the Iranian people closer to their liberation. For me, that is like what I focus on and what I appreciate. Yeah, but nobody's perfect, right?
I also think one of the factors that has now fundamentally changed the equation is the attempted assassination plot on his daughter, Ivanka. So I think, whatever President Trump may have been willing to maybe negotiate. I think that's all done. I think it's all done. I think the fact that
Oh yeah.
this assassination attempt happened has fundamentally changed the equation. And I think President Trump is now going to be focused on complete extermination of the Islamic regime, if only to make sure that his children are safe, right? Because if the Islamic regime is allowed to survive, that means that they pose an existential threat to his children. And President Trump will make sure, I guarantee you, he will make sure that that existential threat is completely eradicated.
Exactly. And on top of that, the Islamic Republic is making it very difficult to make even a bad deal. Like the conditions that the Islamic Republic has would requires the Americans to make an impossible deal, not just a bad deal. So a bad deal is not even on the table according to the Islamic Republic. Only impossible deals are on the table. Yeah, and then Kevin, and by the way, guys, we're only talking possibilities because obviously nothing is 100% certain, right? Kevin, thank you so much for the super sticker. Very, very kind. Thank you so much for that. And then Fleshy Interloper, thank you so much for the super chat saying, if Trump frees Iran, I will forgive a lot. Okay, that's good. Yes, that's good. So that might happen. Also, Fleshy Interloper, here, let me tell you something. One way or another, Iran will be free. And both the Americans and Israelis have contributed to that. So it might happen sooner, it might happen later, but Iran will be free, and the Americans and Israelis have contributed to us getting us closer to a free Iran. But at the end of the day, it's the Iranian people that will do the final act, the final push to free Iran. It's the Americans and Israelis just helped us get there closer, right? Get closer to that destination. And thank you so much for the super chat. And then Sherry saying jets are sexy, US and Israeli flags. Yay, yes, I agree. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you for the super chat. And then in server saying just an appreciation for Lior. Yes, Lior is always so kind to us, always making sure everything is in order and we know what's happening, giving us reports. Thank you. And in server, thank you for appreciating Lior. And then Sergio, I think that's how it's pronounced, right? Is that correct? Yes.
Yeah.
Saying, is Donald Trump in a way destroying the Shia religion? And thank you, Armin and Goldie, for what you do. US flag. Yeah.
I don't, you know what? I don't think President Trump is destroying the Shia religion. The Islamic regime itself is destroying its own ideology, because for the last 47 years, the Islamic regime has shown how garbage their ideology and mentality really is. So, the Islamic regime has contributed nothing positive to humanity in any way, shape, or form. The only silver lining I see around this brutal totalitarian dictatorship is that— I want to answer one of the most—
Is that your AI? You're muted.
Sorry, I think like a video went off randomly or something. Sorry about that. The Islamic regime itself has exposed how evil its ideology is, and so the Islamic regime itself, that's the only silver lining for this totalitarian dictatorship, is that they have shown how evil and garbage they truly are. So no, President Trump is not destroying any religion. The Islamic regime itself has exposed how evil it is, and that's why the vast majority of Iranians are now overwhelmingly rejecting the ideology of the Islamic regime, and many Iranians, the vast majority, are not Muslim anymore. Armin, I would want to add some stuff to that as well.
Yeah, the way I would phrase it is that President Trump and Israel are destroying the pan-Islamic Shia empire, right? Yeah. So that's what they're destroying. This is what, if the Islamic Republic falls, a fundamental part of not just Shia Islam, but Islam as a whole, this would end pan-Islamism as a whole. So this would be so the first major blow to pan-Islamism was the fall of Ottoman Empire and the last caliphs of Islam being over, not having a caliphate anymore. And this would be the second major blow after that in history. So pan-Islamism as a goal, having an Islamic empire as a goal, will forever die for it to never come back again, right? So in the same way that Israel ended pan-Arabism, now United States and Israel together are ending pan-Islamism as a whole, and there will never be any hope for bringing that back. This is the end of an era. This is an end of that agenda. That's what's ending. And thank you for the super chat. Also, to Goldie's point, I don't think it's in the point. I don't think governments should be fighting religious ideas. I think that's the job of civilians to fight ideas, right? Governments are responsible for providing security. If no government should be responsible for fighting any ideologies that we're against. We it's not just governments that have responsibilities. We civilians have responsibilities as well. When it comes to fighting bad ideas, that rests on our shoulders. Okay, and then let's go to Sherry. Sherry, thank you so much for the super chat saying, Armin, you need to take your wife out tonight for dancing and karaoke tonight. First fruity tea is on me. Okay. Oh my God, I'm finished. Actually, that's good because I just ran out. So thank you for that, Sherry. Can I take her out for a quiet romantic dinner instead? Because that's what we enjoy more. But okay, if you say so. Okay. And thank you, Sherry. Thank you for the super chat. And then we have Kevin with a membership. Oh, so Kevin just gave a membership, became a member, and now also gave a membership gift on Goldie's channel. So somebody is now a member on Goldie's channel because of Kevin. Thank you so much, Kevin.
Thank you.
And thank you. And Casey saying you all are the only ones who deserve super chats. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. But I'm sure there are other content creators out there that also deserve super chat. But that's very kind. Thank you so much. That's very sweet. And then we have Robert. Again, yes, guys, everybody, do not forget this. Robert is our first honorary Iranian, the first person that became an honorary Iranian on this channel, on Iran Revolution Live, was Robert. Everyone else came after. But now everybody here is an honorary Iranian. And Robert, again, reminding us that you're both heroes. Well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. And then we have Sherry saying to play the song again, please. Oh,
the Epic Fury song? Yeah. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Here you
go. Oh, Sherry. Okay, poor Sherry. Why you do this to Sherry? She's supporting us.
I will, guys. I'll definitely play Epic Fury at the end. I'll play it at the end.
Okay. I mean, it is tradition, guys. It is tradition for us to do this. Okay.
No, I just saw people were missing the Rick rolls because I haven't Rick rolled in a very long time. Because because you know what, guys? So the Rick rolled is copyrighted. So like afterwards, we always have to go and like edit our live streams to like remove the Rick roll part. So that's why I don't do it too much because
I told my editor good news. You don't have to go and remove these anymore. And she was like, "Oh my God!" She's so happy, and now she's gonna be angry. We're like, Armin,
just one.
Okay. Oh my God. Okay, so we have okay. Yeah, okay. Sherry is confirming that was still funny. Love you, Goldie.
Okay, so thanks. Okay, but we will I will definitely play it again. 100% we'll play the song.
And then we have Marcus. Marcus saying super chat time. You know what is coming? Let's effing go. Patiently waiting for some cutlets. I think we haven't had cutlets for so long, and we are very, very hungry. Thank you very much. And thank you for the super chat. And Vicky saying Goldie and Armin and Tusi are my new sources for Iran. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
that.
We
I
try
honestly
our
can't
best.
believe that yeah, I can't. By the way, I am still not used to people putting my name next to these two legends. Like somehow I
Aw.
don't think it fits. People say Goldie, Tusi, and then Armin. I'm like, okay,
Why
there's
not?
something right. It doesn't fit there. Like the legend among legends. I mean,
Oh
like,
my gosh, you're one of
okay,
us. What are you talking about?
no, okay, but thank you, I appreciate that. And then we have Sarah. Sarah is saying, "Don't think I would ever." Oh, don't think it would ever happen. But now I can't believe that one day soon we will all wake up and Iran will be free. Believe it. You better believe it. We will have that day, and we will all celebrate that day for sure. Sarah, you and us, all of us here, we will see that day. We will see that day together, and we will celebrate. I'll see you. I'll see you guys in Iran. Okay, we will celebrate once here live on air, and then we will celebrate so many more times, and we will also celebrate in Iran together. And then we have Vicky again. Vicky saying we need Goldie as a Congress person in the U.S. That would be amazing. But
Thank you,
we need
but
to get her your citizenship.
I'm not an American citizen, so I can't run for office in the United States.
Okay. Damn
But I
it.
appreciate the sentiment. You know what?
Yeah.
I do feel more American sometimes than a lot of these like Democrat traitors who are literally like anti-Americans. So yeah.
And oh my god, look at this. I got $100 super chat on
very
my
generous.
channel, Liberty Politics. Very generous. Holy crap. I'm not used to getting this many big super chats. So thank you so much, KP. Very, very generous. Saying, just so you know, we love you too, Armin. I feel well, thank you. I appreciate that. I love you too. I love you too. So thank you, guys. You're so kind, guys. It's not normal for a community as small as mine to get super chats like this. So thank you, guys. Thank you. Very generous. Oh my god, I don't even know what to say. Hezi with a super chat saying, "Can't believe I missed Barbo's new song. Never mind. Here's a super chat. Don't worry. Goldie promised us that she will be playing it again. So we will hear it again. So don't worry. Okay, it's still there. Okay, and thank you for the super chat. And then we got another big super chat on Goldie's channel. Another giant super chat on Goldie's
Thank
channel.
you,
So Goldie,
DW Bush. Thank you so much. So DW Bush says, keep up the good work, Armin and Goldie. You've become my sole news sources since February. Your analyses are greatly appreciated. Look forward to watching every day. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. We appreciate that
Wow.
very much. And, we try to give you the best news and updates and, proper analysis. And, it's not really clickbaity, but we're here to give sort of the real on the ground news, and we just appreciate all of you, and we're glad that you guys find some use and value in our live stream and in our commentary and in our analysis. So thank you very much.
Thank you. And thank you so much for your support. It's very kind. And then we had Dr. K Cobra just became a member. Thank you so much. And also amazing user profile picture. Love that. And then we have Jeremy. Jeremy saying IRGC will be this is me getting ready for our discussion group. Jeremy saying IRGC will be par. Yes, IRGC par. IRGC par. Exact, guys. Par is an Iranian children game where something gets evaporated or deleted. It's like gone, done. Yes, Jeremy. Soon. Saber coaching is saying Durud be shama azizan, sending both love. Oh, that's great. Thank you so much. Durud be shama hamintor. Merci, mamnoon. Lotf darid. Okay, and yes, sending both love, sending you love back. And Javid Shah. And Dominic with a super chat saying, this towards your airfare to a free Iran. Start saving, brother. We love you both. Oh, thank you. Okay, you're right. Actually, I need to make sure that we are ready for that. Okay. Okay. And my Iranian passport has expired, so I'm hoping my Canadian passport would do. I think it would, right? I hope so. Yes. So because I'm not gonna go renew my Iranian passport at an Islamic Republic embassy. So no, not until we have our actual embassies, Iran's embassies, right? I'm not going to step foot in that building. And thank you so much for the super chat. And then we have Bill. Bill is saying Islam is not a religion; it's an ideology. Thoughts? Islam is a world order. And that's why Islam is not just it's not in competition with Christianity, Judaism, or Hinduism, because those are just religions. Islam is not just a religion. Islam is a world order. So instead of seeing itself in competition with Christianity, Judaism, or Hinduism, it sees itself in competition with the Western world order. And that's why it wants to destroy the Western world order, because it considers that to be a world order. So world orders, for example, communism is a world order, Islam is a world order, and the Western model after World War II globally is also a world order. So Islam sees itself as at odds with that. That's how I see Islam. And that's why it's trying to dominate the world. It's not a private, personal practice at home for worship. It's expansionist, because it sees that it has a model that should basically rule, that is supposed to take over the world. That's how I see it, at least. And then we have, and thank you for the super chat, Bill. And Sherry with another super chat saying, Armin promised us a hula hoop contest between him and you. I did not. I don't know what she's talking about. Okay.
Well, no, here's the thing about promises. Both people have to make the promise. And if this is a one-sided promise, then there's no deal. There's no deal. No deal.
I did not make that. Goldie, I did not make that promise.
No deal.
Okay, guys, I can't. No deal. Okay. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you. Always make us laugh. Thank you for that. And then last super chat from Vicky. Vicky saying, Armin is sweet and very knowledgeable. Oh, thank you. Oh my God. That's like, thank you. That is, I'll take that. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes,
you made my day.
I agree 100%.
Oh, thank you, guys.
Okay, so we're coming to the end. Armin, there's one final thing that I want to play that this came up on my X. And this actually, so this is being reported by MS Now, and MS Now is like one of those fake stream media, fake stream news, right? So apparently they're reporting that President Trump is close to a deal with the Islamic regime. Watch this.
President Vance just arriving at the White House. What more can you tell us about that meeting?
Yeah, Brett, there's a lot of details swirling around right now, but here is what we do know. Speaking with White House officials, they say that inside the Oval Office right now, President Trump is meeting with top aides and allies about potentially resuming military action in the ongoing conflict with Iran. Our eagle-eyed producer, Emily Hung, spotted Vice President Vance's motorcade arriving just within the past hour. There are also reports out there as well that Jared Kushner and Special Envoy Steve Witkoff are a part of those conversations. I'd also imagine there's a slew of potentially other significant individuals in the administration a part of these conversations that we are in real time working to confirm. But the president, it's also being reported, is expected in these ongoing conversations to host some type of call with Gulf leaders as well, hoping to parse together a peace deal that can be reached while also considering resuming this military action. As you noted at the top, we've been getting some of these mixed signals from President Trump over the past few days, also over even just the past few hours as we've gathered some of this information. The president frequently notes that he has decimated the capabilities of Iran militarily.
That's like the biggest load of BS that I've heard. From this, I don't know how young this kid is, but the fact that the fake news left stream media is putting out that apparently that the United States and the Islamic regime are very close to a deal ending the war. If I was a gambling person, Armin, I would bet that this is a deliberate, if this messaging is coming from someone within the meeting, I mean, again, keep in mind, remember what happened last time when President Trump boomed Ghamari, right? the reason that Khamenei came out of his underground bunker and was confident enough to gather all of his commanders in the same room as him right before they were boomed is because Khamenei received intel that the United States is very close to coming to a deal or is, going to continue talks and negotiations. We're getting the same messaging here. So, and it's interesting that this is coming from like MS Now, which is basically fake news. So there you go.
I mean, it's giving me deja vu. I mean, I don't know I have no idea what's going to happen in the immediate future. But it's looking a lot like right at the beginning of Operation Epic Fury, when the talks regarding a deal happening very soon was at the, that was the main thing everybody was talking about right before the military operation. So, yeah. Goldie, we did get 2 more super chats.
Okay.
Yeah. So Amir saying, if the airport will make an issue about the passport, just show them who following you. Of course, I mean her. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yes. Wait, you mean Her Royal Highness Noor Pahlavi? Ooh, okay. But I know I will. Thank you, Amir, for bringing that up. But I do think that they will allow us in even without an Iranian passport, because imagine all the Iranians who have expired Iranian passports who want to come to Iran to celebrate. I can't think of the transitional government saying no to all of them. So I'm pretty sure whatever passport they have would be accepted.
It won't be an issue because if you're a citizen, then you automatically have the right of entry, regardless of whether or not you have a passport or not. The passport is essentially for entry and travel into other countries, not into your own country, right? So, like as a Canadian, you never actually need to show your passport if you have like a birth certificate or like a Canadian Canadian citizenship card or whatever. You don't actually need to show your passport to come into the country, although typically you do. But if you lost it or something, that will prevent you from going back in. So yeah, I don't see the passport expiration thing being an issue at all.
And Amir is pointing, for people who don't know what Amir is referring to, he's pointing only to the greatest honor of my life, which is the fact that Her Royal Highness Noor Pahlavi follows me. Yeah, let me actually bring it like this, which is, and she also follows Goldie on Instagram. And the fact that she follows only 63 people, and I'm one of them, is one of the greatest honors of my life.
You're a big deal.
I still can't believe it. Okay. Thank you for reminding me of that. All right, let's go back to here. And then we have another super chat last super chat by Vicky saying, does Shah Pahlavi watch Goldie? He should. Well, I genuinely think he does.
I don't think he does.
Goldie, I have reasons to think he does.
You think he himself watches our show?
I have information that I think he does.
What?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, we're gonna have to have an offline conversation after this because I want to know this intel that you have, Armin.
Oh I'm not necessarily saying every single show, not like every single show, but he has watched, and he probably
really.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I think so. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's truly an honor. Then, love that.
And guys, I am about to go to our discussion group. So you could come there and talk to me. So today is going to be a smaller group because it's VIP members only. And if you want, you could be VIP. But tomorrow it will be, oh, I posted it wrong. It should be all destinations. Tomorrow it will be the open to all day. So if you go to our calendar for our group discussion, you can see tomorrow is open. The fire emoji ones are the ones who are open to everybody. Today, which I'm going to be, I should be there already. Today is the VIP one. The reason why we have the VIP ones is because we want smaller crowds there where people could talk more. But yeah, you could join the discussion group, and also the community tab is open to everybody to discuss things. So I'm going to go there right now, and there are multiple ways that you could come and join us in the discussion group. The one way is to scan the QR code on the top right. Let me remove us. Oh, how do I? There we go. The QR code on the top left, sorry. And there's the link to it is also in the bio of the Liberty Politics YouTube channel. And I posted also the link in the chat. And Goldie, what are your plans?
I mean, I'm going to be monitoring the situation. Of course, I'm going to be doing a live stream later this evening. Not quite sure what time yet. Working on a few more videos to upload, but yeah, I'm going to be around. Like, I'm basically going to be at my computer working on a number of videos, uploading a few things, and then doing a live stream later tonight. And guys, of course, if the boom booms resume at any point, I will obviously start up Iran Revolution Live, and we'll go back to our crazy, insane, unmanageable schedule that we used to have before. So no worries there. We are monitoring it. Absolutely.
Yes. Oh my God. Oh my God. Hopefully, fingers crossed. If I'm awake, I will join you. Okay, no promises. Also, guys, I will be live streaming our discussion on Liberty Politics. So if you don't want to come into the discussion group, you could watch our discussion on Liberty Politics YouTube channel live. Hopefully we will go to Iran Revolution Live very soon. That would be amazing. Back on there. So keep an eye on our channels to see if we go live. And as soon as you hear any news regarding boom booms, come over here because we need to be together, okay? And talk about this together. So yeah, Goldie, ready? So I'm Israel Chai. Long live America.
God bless America.
Javid Shah.
Payande Iran. See you guys tomorrow. And as requested, here is the Barbod's new song. Before we go to Bapish, of course.
Raptor fighter flying over the sea.
غرق انقلاب است.
کشور ما، تاریخ ما در سینگر فرا گرفته، گویی اهورا مستا دوباره در نور خود مرا گرفته. اکنون سرودی سر میدهم باز فارغ از رنج و تشویش، ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. هن ای پدر، هن ای پسر، برخیز و با ما شو همگام، تا درد آن تجربه تلخ ما را نکشیده در خواب. بگذار هر دم بغرند گرگ‌ها دم لباس میش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. ای کارگر، ای برزگر، راحت کنون ادامه دارد در این زمان که پرتو یزدان از هر سو بر تو میبارد. پس پیش به سوی آزادی از بحر خزر تا کیش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. خلق‌ها به پا بهر دفاع از استقلال و آزادی، تا بشکنیم پشت ارتجاع تیریزی ویران آبادی. تا زنده سازیم سنت‌های می از بر آیین و کیش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش.
با امید روزی که تمام این دلبشو انقلاب تموم بشه و ما در روشنایی، نور و سعادت مردم کشورمون غرق بشیم.
نه خارجی نه بیگانه، نه مستشارهای ویرانی، نه چیر خاران نه کاسه لیسان، فقط هم رزمان ایرانی. با شرافت میهنی بسازی بهر فرزندان خویش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. مردان بیایید داخل صف ما، اکنون که آغاز رویاست. دشمنان بدانید ما زنده هستی، بعد از ما هم ایران پابرجاست. آن روح شیطان ما را فریب داد با صد شعار مردمیش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. پرچم ما، پرچم ایران غرق خون شهیدان، روی شانه هامان حمل میکنیمش در هر خیابان و میدان. تا ماسک دلق کان را برداریم از روی تسبیح و ریش.